our next topic is the opposite of the elastic collision, that is inelastic collision in one dimension. In the elastic collision, what is happening? The linear momentum is conserved, the kinetic energy is conserved. So the energy is transformed from one body to another body. So in that we are dealing with the velocity, that how the velocity will change. But here, whenever the inelastic collision will occur in one dimension, means when the two objects are moving in same direction, at that time the kinetic energy will get lost. Why do it will get lost? Why? Because it will not transfer the energy to the other body, so the body will not react. And when the body will not react, so the energy will get lost in somehow by applying the potential, so that the object will remain at rest, or by applying in the force combinedly, so that the two objects when combined together move with the velocity. So when they move with the velocity, so the new velocity occurs is always less than the velocity to the previous one. So here I have drawn the diagram. Again I have taken two bodies, body A and body B, not same body, object A and object B. Object A is heavier than object B as shown in the figure. So the object A having mass m1, object B having mass m2, and only object A is moving, object B is at rest. Then only it will be in a perfect collision. So the object B is at rest, that's why I have not written its initial velocity. Okay. So this is the condition before collision. After collision, when the object A strike the object B, these two will get stick together and they togetherly move in one direction. So the velocity will be given by the V. This is the reason why the inelastic collision will occur, because when the object A strike the object B will not move alone, but the combined system, these two objects will move together. So the energy is transformed up to B, but it remain in this system at a time. That's why this system will act as an inelastic collision. So again we have deal with the same thing. Consider two objects A and B having mass m1 and m2. Object A is having initial velocity u1 and object B is having at rest, so its initial velocity will be taken as 0. After collision, the object A and object B will strike and move together. So the velocity of the object will be given by your V. So here we will start with the again linear momentum, conservation of linear momentum. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is given by your m1 plus m2 times v. Here this is the condition shows when these two objects are get combined. So the mass will be the sum up. So and the velocity is a common. So it's given by your m1 plus m2 times v. Again here u2 becomes 0. Why? Because the object b is at rest. So in the next equation m1 u1 plus 0 equals to m1 plus m2 times v. From this equation, we are able to know that what happens when both the objects will move simultaneously in one direction, the velocity v. So this will be given by your v equals to m1 u1 upon m1 plus m2. Your equation number 1 हो गया. Now this is the only condition for the linear momentum is conserved. But whenever the object which is at rest get hit by another object which is moving, there will always be a loss of energy. So this loss of energy we will define as a loss in kinetic energy given by your del K. Del K, which is equals to kinetic of initial minus kinetic of final. Kinetic of initial is why? Because initially the object A is having initial velocity, the velocity is greater as compared to the velocity having final. The initial velocity of the object A is much higher than the velocity of the object A and B togetherly after collision, that is the V. So here initial velocity minus final velocity will give you the loss in kinetic energy. Okay, initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy will give you loss in kinetic energy. So initial kinetic energy will be given by your half m1 u1 square, because that object B is at rest, so u2 becomes 0, and the final kinetic energy is given by combine of these two equations, m1 plus m2 times v square upon 2. This will be given by your the kinetic energy final. Now what we have to do the simple method, we take the value of v from equation number 1 to equation number 2 and we depute it over here. After deputing, we come to know that this m1 plus m2 times square become s square, m1 square u1 square will become another component. So this m1 plus m2 and this m1 plus m2 will get cancelled. So there will be remaining only one m1 plus m2. So it becomes your m1 plus m2, and over in the numerator it becomes your m1 square plus m plus m1 square times u1 square. Now when we take a look, we come to know that in this equation there will be three terms common, that is your 1 by 2 m1 u1 square. So we have taken it outside, and this we have given as a loss in kinetic energy, or del K is equals to your 1 by 2 m1 u1 equals to 1 minus m1 upon m1 plus m2. This equation is useful for finding the kinetic energy when there is a loss of kinetic energy, when the two objects are showing inelastic collision in one dimension. Now take the LCM and simply do the mathematical equation. So what will be your equation here? It will be here. This will be u square. So 1 by 2 m1 u1 square m2 m1 plus m2. This will give you the loss in the kinetic energy given by the mass m2, and this will be given by the loss in the kinetic energy again given by mass m2, but in terms of mass m. So with the help of this, the inelastic collision in one dimension can be solved. Inelastic collision in one dimension will give you the idea about loss in kinetic energy and the velocity of the object when the object will get together each other and move in a one direction. So this is the important useful derivation also asked in the examination.